Rootworkers round the table with your favorite host, Sister Sonya and Papa O. Join us round the table. Hello, 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 and welcome to a brand new Rootworkers round the table. I'm your host, Papa O.
And I'm your other host, Sister Sonya. Welcome to my eclectic world.
Welcome to your eclectic world. I have a very simple world behind me. I'm actually just on my bed.
You're on your bed and your background is beautiful. However, my background is very busy.
Very fabulous. That's all I have to say. I think it's fabulous. When you opened up, I was like, oh my God, that is beautiful.
You're like, what is it? Well, that is my curio of curiosities from which I pulled my Tibetan singing bowl. See, got a Tibetan singing bowl and my Mary Magdalene Oracle cards.
Is that new?
They're not. Last year for my birthday, Taylor gave me some money and told me to spend it how I wanted. So I went to our good friends Roy and Greg's place and Aroma Gregory's in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like stood out to me. Mary Magdalene is one of my matrions, saints.
Matriarch. She said that last week.
Yeah, matriarch. Yep. And see, here I am. I just pulled her out again. So I'm all about some Mary Magdalene. After all, I am a hoe. No.
Or are you a woman of your own money?
That's me, a woman of my own money and my own mind. Who likes to hang out with dudes?
Have your palms been itching?
Now that you mentioned it, this one's itching right now, the right one.
See, there's some money coming into your future.
Good.
If you ever get some good money, you better share it with your friend.
We'll go on a trip together.
I think so too. I think we should have just create our own little world somewhere.
We could go on the Papa O Sister Sonya World Tour.
Let's hear it for a magic tour.
Magical. We are pretty magical. Guess what happened today?
What happened?
The 49ers are the best team in the NFL right now. And the Browns beat the daggone 49ers. I think Jesus is a Browns fan. At least I was claiming it. At the 49ers, they missed their last field goal. And that would have put them ahead and they would have won the game and they missed it. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, please, Jesus, be a Browns fan. And then they missed it.
Now, here's my question. Who is Taylor Swift dating?
Taylor Swift, oh my gosh, she is dating Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs.
So aren't they the team that's going to win?
He's a very fine gentleman. No, I have a theory about that. My theory is that the experts got together because they don't want the Chiefs to win this year. They don't want them to win the Super Bowl. So they're like, we got to bring in some hard players to keep these Chiefs from winning. So in walks Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay's like, can I get paid and write a song about him? Of course you can, Tay-Tay. Of course you can. So she's going to break his heart. They're going to lose some games, and the rest is history. That's my theory. Tay-Tay got in.
He may become like a American folklore. Because there's I was thinking of the story of I can't think of his name right now, but he was like one of the best baseball players in the world and never was struck out. And then there came the day when he was struck out and like sadness everywhere. It was a part of Disney. So when Disney did like
Babe Ruth?
What?
Was it Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth.
The day that Mighty Babe struck out?
Ooh, that
Yeah,
is sounding
yeah,
familiar.
yeah. The day that Mighty Babe struck out. Yeah, it was Babe Ruth, and the world, and then it was like cursed after that, and or was it the Cubs that were cursed? I don't. It was the Cubs. Thank you, honey. My honey's in the background, but um, I
Is
think
he
that's
modeling?
yeah. The day Mighty Babe struck out.
Is he modeling?
Is he modeling? No, he's not modeling. He's actually making a sandwich. He's not feeling the greatest today.
Oh, I know a lot of people. I'm going to tell you, it has been a chill in the air today. You know,
I've had a gloomy week. I've actually been very mean and cranky and had to apologize to people all week.
what I'm going to recommend to you is take more things with D3 and eat more dark greens,
Okay.
like collards and stuff, because you want to start activating the D3 inside of you.
Okay.
Because it is going to be a gloomy winter. I know you're saying cold, 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 and snow, 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 but I think dark, dark, dark as well.
Yeah, it is. It just,
I'm going to tell you, I don't know what's happening, but your room is getting darker, darker, darker too.
my what is getting darker?
Your room,
Really?
yeah. Can you up a light a little bit?
Um, yeah. Ruben, can you turn the other part of the kitchen on? The other part of the kitchen light?
Well, then there you are, and
And
there
there
you
we
are.
are. Look, and there I am. Am I lighter now?
You are.
Good. Good. Lighter and brighter. So, besides watching the Browns today, we laid some flooring down yesterday. That was tough. Oh my
Did you?
gosh. We had to call in a friend. We actually had to pay somebody to come help finish the floor.
What was wrong with it?
Well, we just couldn't get it to click and snap together like it was supposed to.
Well, finally, who finally helped, or did you
Taylor's
get a
friend
professional?
James. Taylor's friend James came in. The neighbor down the road. Yep, the neighbor down the road. I like that. The neighbor down the road.
And isn't it amazing, Taylor and her like going to visit everybody? She's a walking phone book.
He is. Ruben was
Need a
getting
phone.
frustrated and she was like, let me call James. And then James showed up. I'm like, hi, James, Taylor's friend.
I'm going to tell you,
Thank you, James.
those were the good old days
Oh, absolutely.
when you could just call somebody. We had a pipe burst last year. You know how much it cost us? You
Probably
were
a
going to
ton.
lose. It was $400.
Oh my goodness, for a pipe bust?
Thank you, thank you. And then he's like, I'm willing because it didn't work. It didn't work what he did. And then he's like, well, I can come over and charge you another $400 to fix it. And I'm like, no, you cannot come over. And you did it wrong the first time.
Did Handy Andy come over?
No, but I think Handy Andy, one, he just had his third kid.
Wow.
Mazel tov on him. Secondly, I think he runs a moving company. Him and a few other firemen. And do you know he said something that I totally agree. Firemen are the good men. They're the good guys. Whenever you see a fireman, you're always seeing a good guy because that's what we think. They don't have guns. They all have guns, but we don't know that they have guns.
They have
And
guns.
that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, everybody, and please, people, do not rob home place Kentucky things because they all have guns.
They do. As a matter of
I
fact, I know a fireman who owns a gun store. He has lots of guns.
They all do. I went to a pharmacy one time. I will not mention the name of the pharmacy, but the guy said, Ed, you probably shouldn't break in here. And then everybody lifted up their gun, and I was like, I wasn't planning on it, but now I'm doubly not like if I even get a wild hair, that's not the place that jokes around. I am looking
Ah,
I am looking for a poem. Um,
I have a pistol, and it's been suggested that when I travel, I keep my pistol on me. But sometimes I I want to think that everybody in the world is good and that nothing's going to happen to me. That people just want to bring good vibes to me. And that's how I've always thought. And I thought, why do I need a pistol? Because nobody wants to do anything bad to me. But it's a terrible world, and one day somebody might want to do something bad to me.
I'm gonna tell you, I do not know whether human nature is good or evil.
It just is.
I think I use a lot of magic to regulate my world. Like I will sometimes do little gree bags to ward off different energies. I also use crystals all the time. I tell everybody that they should walk with, have like either hematite, citrine in their pocket, just to absorb all that negative energy. Because when anybody comes in contact with you, you can still feel them after they've left. I know I can. Like for the like when we're hanging out for the rest of the day, can you feel your energy on me? On you? I can feel your energy on me.
I can smell you.
I'm
it's
gonna.
it's energy. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm
Oh
just like,
no,
everyone has a certain scent. And when you leave the car, you can smell the person that was in the car.
I am going to tell you. My clinic manager said, Eddie, I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to sound weird. And I'm like, nothing's really going to sound weird to me anymore. But she said, whenever I come here, it smells like my grandmother's house. And I'm like, are you saying I smell like your old grandma? No, it wasn't like that. I was like, I perfectly understand. I am giving you that comforting energy that you need, and you were perceiving it as the smell of your grandparents' house.
You remind me of gingerbread cookies.
I don't mind that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have, I think it's right here. I have a beard oil. This is not one, but it's from the Fabled Beard Company,
You were telling me
and
about
it's
that.
ginger. I'm going to tell you, when you visit with Papa O or have a cuddling session with Papa O, he is smelt good from head to toe. I have stuff in my beard, I have stuff in my hair. I'm going to tell y'all, do you know how many soaps I use? Now tell me if this is normal or not. I have 5 different soaps that I wash with.
At the same time, during the same
Different
shower,
during the same shower, there are 5 soaps I use on my body.
it's not really weird because as a female, I could tell you that I use a certain soap, and then I will use a body conditioner slash lotion in the shower, and then I will use a different shampoo and conditioner. We all have different scents, and then I'll spray down with either an oil or a body spray when I get out of the shower. So women are the same way. Women use just as much stuff as men do.
I use
Most women, I would think.
well, I'm gonna think most men are starting to catch up on the skincare regime.
Yes, they
Men are.
manscape now. That's a term, manscaping.
How do you
Did you
feel
know that?
about manscaping?
How do I feel about manscaping?
Yeah,
I think manscaping is important. I think if a woman is expected to uh present herself in a certain hygienic manner, we'll be politically correct here. then a man should brush up on himself as well, manscaping wise. You want to look good, you want to smell good, you want to get the
Smell good,
parts
yes,
looking nice.
but I'm gonna tell you, the 1970s weren't lost on me. If you get what I'm saying.
Ah, I know. I have a professor friend who says that we should not like trim up the nether regions because that is back in the day, that's what attracted us to each other was that
Yeah, but
musky
now we have
scent.
now we have Grinder and Growler and Tinder.
That's true. We don't have to smell, we don't have to portray our musky selves to another person and be like, woof, here I am. And they're, and there she is. Now we do that with perfume.
See, that's what. Hey, in the gay community, people are all about the musk.
Hmm. But you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Sweaty, musty underarms, and people are like, oh,
girl.
I see a male coming toward me. Woof, and then the male, and there she is. Nope,
Are
we
you?
don't do that
Are you?
anymore.
But are you? I'm gonna be honest. Are you still? Are you attracted to Rue's smell?
To my husband's smell? Oh,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
See, it's just weird. We still have that primitive side to us.
It's like, come here, let me smell you.
Yes.
Let me take you all in.
Well,
And
I
people
think
think
that's.
Joe Biden's weird for sniffing people. He's not weird. We all sniff people.
I'm gonna tell you. You want to hear something? This is. I'm gonna tell you and nobody else. But do you when a really cute person walks by, male or female, I take a deep sniff.
And now you've just told the world. You've told our audience that you sniff people, which I don't think sniffing people is weird. I don't think it's weird at all. Like, and I'm going to tell on the ladies. I really am. Women sniff babies. That's what we do. We sniff babies. The other day, our friend Brittany brought her little son in, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's just terrific!" And I held him and I loved on him. I was like, "He just smells so good." And then Taylor's like, "Oh my God, give me that baby!" And the first thing she did, she goes, "Did you smell him? He smells just like baby, doesn't he? He smells like baby lotion and formula, and he just smelled like a baby." Women smell babies. People are going to think that's weird. The women in this audience, they won't think
Now,
that's weird.
I'm gonna tell you this. Do you know why that baby smells so good?
Because they're sent from heaven. That's why.
No, it's not because they're from heaven. It is because first, I'm gonna tell you, another root worker, a friend of mine, Amy, you know
Hmm.
what she said?
What'd she
She said,
say?
because it comes out of a vagina.
Oh my God. What?
And the other one, the real reason is because
How
it's so
graphic.
we won't eat them.
So we won't eat them?
Yeah, and
Oh
it's,
my God, that's horrible. Like the witches of what Hocus Pocus. I smell children.
or I guess what they think of the Republicans think of the Democratic Party. So
I don't know.
I don't
We
know.
should probably get off that subject. People are going to think we're really weird. People smell people
No,
though.
I will. I'm gonna tell you, if you were a witch, you better be appealing to all of your senses. You know, how does somebody energize off of you? How do they smell? Because I'm gonna tell you, that's how magic works.
I'm Clara olfactory, Clara sensory, Clara, my nose, I smell
Magic
things.
works on you're getting your brain there.
Just like
Scientific golden dawn name, but I call it Claire name
Clara nasal, probably. I don't know. But I was driving.
because I have the same thing. I have the same thing, honestly. Honest to God. When my grandma comes to visit, it's in the nose. When my grandpa comes to visit, it's in the nose. You know, when
Yep,
cocaine comes.
smells good. Do you smell them now? Not too long ago, it's the spooky season, so we could talk about it. But I was driving, and when I drive, it's weird. We'll talk about the railroad track in a minute. But I was driving through the little town of Park City, and I got a really horrific, ranky smell of the cheapest wintergreen tobacco I was like, ugh, where did that come from? And then I thought, wait a minute, our neighbor died in Iraq. I was like, wait a minute, did Pete chew? He did. So I called Ruben. I said, Ruben, did Pete chew wintergreen tobacco? He said, yeah. I was like, oh, that's why I smelled it.
They should never make chewing tobacco tasty.
Ugh,
It
it
should
shouldn't.
not it should not be a pleasing flavor. Because
But it was
when it's a
wintergreen and it was peat. So why? Because it's bad for you. That's why. You
well, I
are
know if
frozen.
I accidentally had a lesbian give me some cherry dip and I tried it. Oh my God, never got so sick. I just stood in front of an air conditioner for a half an hour just so I would not regurgitate all over lesbians.
Oh, I did that with a when I was in Iraq, the Marines wanted to like make me one of them. They're like, "Yeah, you're one of us now. You must chew dip. That's what you must do." So they gave me
That's what
dip.
you must do.
Yeah, so they gave me dip and I puked and I puked and I puked. And I got really dizzy. It was really nasty. I think it's all that nicotine
Yeah,
rush maybe, but I was like, "Bleh." I was like, is this what makes me a man? Bleh. Then I don't want to be
this
a
is what
man.
makes me a man.
I don't want to be a man. I do not want to dip the skull. Um, but when I go over the railroad tracks by my house, I always feel as if someone is in the back seat with me, and it always makes me shudder. But I'm like, it's the spirit of the railroad. Of course, there's Bob. Bob
Is
lives
it
in the
just the
house too.
railroad?
Yeah, it's just the railroad.
Huh.
Go over the railroad tracks, feel like somebody's in a car with me. And I feel that way for a few minutes, and then it goes away.
Really?
Uh huh. Yep. Yep. You got to come to the railroad with me. Come to the railroad, come to the crossroads.
Sometimes those really get me nervous.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't know
Are you afraid
why.
you're gonna meet Papa
See, I
Ilegua
don't
there?
think so.
Ilegua.
I want to like I don't even think the devil at the crossroads. I don't think it's just crossroads because I am convinced there is a light probably 2 or 3 acres away from me, and I think there's a devil there. I can feel him, and I
He's
know
down
it's
in Georgia though. The devil went down to Georgia.
if the
Is he
devil
still
was
in
gay, he
Georgia?
would never go down to Georgia.
He would never go down to Georgia.
If the devil,
You know, speaking of the devil,
I know
do you
he wouldn't go
actually
down to
believe?
Georgia.
Do you
Going to
believe in the
Georgia or
devil?
Mississippi?
Yeah. Do you believe in the devil?
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I ask that of all my prey. No,
I have his.
yeah,
If his name is Reuben, you
I'm
know.
going to tell you. I think yes. I think that there is something to the devil. Do I know totally what it's up? First of all, I think I think he was made. I think I think Christianity created the God form that is the devil.
Yes, I think that he is a Christian concept, but there are things that
He
are far
is.
more evil.
Oh yeah. Okay. In the Bible, going back to the Bible, it's
The Bible.
in the beginning there was darkness. So there was things that have lived in the dark before anybody even brought their light to this planet.
Yes, sir.
And I
There
don't
was.
I'm gonna tell you, you know how Aladdin makes genies look good?
Mm-hmm.
Genies are not normally a good creature.
Yep. You
The
know,
jinn? Fire. They'll set your house on fire.
Kennedy is playing a game that she likes to call Fairy Wars with her little friends. And I told her mama, I said, she's not talking about Tinkerbell. They talking about the Fae. It was like they're not cute.
Not all of them. I mean, even some of the ones that are cute are not good.
No,
There was like I'm gonna tell you, I saw. I think I would consider it a fey creature, but I saw a skinwalker in Tennessee.
no, you did not.
I did too, and I'm gonna tell you, like I didn't. It looked honestly at first, it looked like a brown piece of fabric, like a big billowing piece of fabric, brown, and then it changed into two animals and ran into the drain pipe.
Oh my goodness, that would have creeped me out. Speaking of mystical creatures and urban legends, guess what's coming to our little tiny community next year?
Well, I did. It creeped me out. What? Are you
October
tell me?
12th, October 12th, 2024, the Bigfoot Festival is coming to Park City.
Really?
Yes, and we will have to be there.
I will be there with Bell. Well, I don't know. Does that attract Bigfoot or detract?
Well, they have Bell's Tavern, so we will be there with Bell's Tavern.
For anybody going, if you're wanting to pay for a drink, you're not going to get it at Bell's Tavern. Bell's Tavern is ruins.
It is. It is ruined. Oh, Allie's calling. Let's see what she has to say. Hello, Allie. You're on the podcast with Sonya and Papa O. How you doing?
Oh, hello. Good.
Good. Can you hear her?
Say
Yeah.
hi.
Oh, you just wanted to say hello? Well, hi.
Say hi, make dinner. Hi, dinner.
Hi, Kennedy. The magical Kennedy's on here too. So you're making dinner?
Yes, I made potato soup.
Potato
Magical
soup.
Kennedy, the one that has to know about Bob.
Yeah. Kennedy has to know about Bob. Kennedy.
Let's do your podcast.
Okay, I'll let you go. Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye. Bye. Yep. She hasn't talked about Bob in quite some time though.
Well, you brought up the fluoride stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what closes off our pineal glands, the fluoride. Speaking of Bob though, oh, it's Samhain. Maybe he'll pop up again. You don't know.
You never know who's going to come by in Samhain, which
You
sort of
don't.
worries me. You know, I always wonder who's coming to visit from the other side.
Because you got friends on the other side and enemies
And enemies
and
and
frenemies.
and frenemies,
Oh,
but
lovers.
love us forever, face to face. Um, but I'm gonna tell you, some of them when I'm feeling bad, I can feel I can feel them cuddling up against me. So, Miss Sonia, what do you have going on this week?
Same old thing. Work, 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 work.
Work, work, work. I'm writing, so I'm trying to get as much work as I possibly can. I am doing it. I'm writing a root working book, and I am doing it sort of like Will and Bella. Anytime I get a chance to write, even if it's just a couple sentences, I'm going to write it. You know,
Yeah.
which I'm going to tell you where I still am. I'm still in my forward.
Let's see what the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards say about next week. Should we pull a card?
I think we shall.
I'm still new at reading them, so
Hey, however you feel.
you see what's going on with Israel right now, and they're like death to America. Well, Egypt's not getting involved. Jordan's not getting involved. Qatar's not getting involved. Why death to America? You guys are their neighbors. Why are you not getting involved? That's what I got to say. But anyway, I don't know why I just brought that up. I think maybe because I'm reading this week's Oracle cards. tell me when. How do you like to do your oracle cards? Do you just let one fall out? Is that what you do, or
No, but if one falls out, that's the one that's meant for me.
yeah?
But I'm sort of the messy magician, to be honest. My magic, I'm a root worker. I it may involve some cards, some toast, a little bit of tea, a little bit of hot honey, and did I do that? Did I drop that card? Ooh, these are glossy.
Surrender. Can you see it?
Ooh, I can.
Is this you pretty?
Yeah,
Surrender. Let me show you the other side. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty.
yeah, they're really pretty glossed.
Yeah. And surrender. Let's see what surrender has to say. Let's see. I'm going to read surrender. See what surrender brings to us. This is the oracle card for the week. Surrender. I should have had it out. And I need my glasses. Where the hell are my glasses? I think they're up there. Anyway, so I'm going to read an
Where
oracle
the hell's my
card.
glasses? Where the hell? Where the?
Oh, what the hell? Where the hell? I should have had them ready. So I will read to you what it says, the oracle card for the week. We should do this all the time. Let's see. Surrender, surrender. Oh, at present, it seems that the harder you try, the more the things you want elude you. There's not much you can do at the moment except wait. Surrender your expectations and be patient. In time, you will get what you want. Though this may not come in the form of what you expected, in the meantime, remember that you cannot control how others view things or what they think, say, or do. In time, you will come to realize that the current events are a blessing. You will emerge from the period of your life with a newfound sense of clarity, which will enable you to move forward in life with confidence. The emotional ups and downs you are currently experiencing will soon stabilize. And
I
that,
could
my
use
friend,
that.
hmm? Does that speak
I
to
could
you,
use that
Eddie?
this week. I could use some.
Who?
It does speak to me. It does speak to me. I've had a lot of ups and downs and lefts and rights when I feel like I wish I was just going straight.
And there you go.
My feeling for Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. I'm gonna start with, Aries.
Oh, we're going to do the whole shebang, aren't
I
we?
thought we should, why
We
not?
can. Why not? It'll be fun.
Aries, this is gonna be a time of emergence. Don't try to go through little holes. Try to find large opportunities to go through. That is what that is what you're going to need to do. This is a time of emergence and a time of energy. Sagittarius, this is a time for you to basically go out and fight your giants. It's time for you to ascend into a greater area. Don't be afraid to change. Change is a positive thing, and change can take you far reaches. Leo, this time for you
I
to
hate that you're
really
freezing up.
stretch your boundaries. See what your area. You can still hear me though. That's the good thing. Even though I may be freezing up, you can still hear me.
Yes.
Allow yourself to be a little creative, Leo. Allow yourself to feel like you have the freedom to run. So allow yourself to run. What do you think of those? What do you think of fire?
I like it. What do you got for Virgo?
Oh, so now you want Earth. Okay. Let's say Virgo.
Like a virgin. Ooh.
It's saying honestly, don't be afraid of being by yourself. even though sometimes it feels like you're all alone and it's cold, take this time to really relax and see what makes you you, you know? Allow yourself the ability to realize how many great qualities you have. There is so much good about you and so much good you can accomplish that instead of when you're alone, feeling cold, look out. Now that was Virgo. So Taurus,
I'm a Virgo. Ooh, I have been all my life. I
and
know
it's
I'm
funny
making up.
because to me, this really reminds me of, I don't know, it reminds me of Virgo. Just, and she's pregnant. I don't know why that Virgo, even though Virgo is the virgin, I always associate pregnancy with Virgo.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
why.
I'm getting some other things from my curios.
Curio, Taurus. Taurus is going to be all about growth. Be a little wild this week, Taurus. Be a little be a little more than you are. And I think that this will be a good way to meet like-minded people.
You can do it.
You can do it all night long.
No, I can't. I used
No,
to
I
be able
cannot
to.
anymore.
That
Cap,
is a
Cap,
lie.
let me get Capricorn. Capricorn. I know
Sitting
you
there
like
dancing
being
with my own
large,
little
not be
song.
as roads may not be as comfortable as you want them to be. So start going with the flow. Move with the flow. You gotta flow. So
Let it go. Let it flow.
what were you saying, Sister Sonya?
I'm saying I went into my curio
Sure.
of curiosities and I brought out another little fun thing.
What's
I
that?
brought out my pendulum. Isn't it
So,
cute? Pendulum.
is it gonna be a good week this week?
Let's see. Okay. Show me your yes. Oop, there's the yes. Alrighty. Wrist. Show me your no. There you go. Now ask the question.
Will this week be a good week?
It's saying yes. It's a weak yes, but it's a yes. So, yep. Isn't it pretty too?
It is. It would. I think it's really nice. Is this a new one?
I've had it for a little bit again. I think it's one of those birthday presents from last year. I
Because
really liked it. But now that
you
we're
had.
here, I decided to show and tell and show you some of the things in my curio of curiosities or my cabinet of curiosities.
So, is this been? You had one go missing.
I did.
I hate when I hate when things go missing. But to
Did the
me,
person
to me, if they go missing, it may not have always been mine to begin with. I may have just been watching it for somebody.
did it go missing or was it taken? Was it taken? Yes. We
You
both know it was
you
taken.
know the fact. You know the fact.
This one has a cute little tree of life on it. See? Isn't that cute?
But maybe it wasn't yours to begin with.
Oh, it was mine.
I
I
think it's
bought
adorable.
it.
I
I
know.
bought it. It was definitely mine.
Yes, you can buy things, but they may not necessarily be yours.
It was
That was one of
mine
my. It
because it called
was
out to
fun.
me. It called out to me, so it was mine. So it's probably not working for the person that took it.
But I'm
It's
going to tell
sticking straight
you,
out. It's sticking straight out, and it's saying, "Mother, bring me home, mother."
Mama has arrived. But I think that your one may have bestowed blessings because you know the tea, I know the tea, and but the tea for that person seems pretty sweet and pretty happy.
This particular person no longer has me on Facebook, so I don't know any tea.
To me, I think their tea is with honey. I don't know why they unteed you, but because
Because I'm beautiful, and the girlfriend couldn't take it. Let's just be honest.
easy blessings are easy comings, easy going. Now with Gemini this week, Gemini, if you see a path, take it. Don't don't muck around in the darkness. Realize your beauty and realize your traits and take them and follow the light. Don't go into the dark, caravan. Don't go into the dark. You want to stay in the light, stay in the path. Now,
Trust me, my Gemini will not go in the dark. She's terrified of the dark.
ter- terrified. I am
Terrified
too.
Taylor.
I am
Mm-hmm.
terrified of the dark, to be honest. I have no I have no dark vision. When
Speaking
I
of
went
terrifying Taylor, here she is.
is she coming on?
Taylor, are you coming on? Come on. Say hello. Say hello, fellow hooligan.
Come here.
Here's
We
my
want to talk.
pretty little Gemini.
How are your gifts going?
My gifts.
Talking to the dead?
Listen, this man asked me the other day because we were talking. He said, think of a color. I said, I'm not doing this stupid stuff. He said, think of a color. So I said, yellow. And I said, no, it's not yellow. It's pink. He said, I've been sitting over here for 2 minutes telling you to say pink. I said, don't talk to me. I ain't doing it no more. I ain't doing none of that shit.
She's really good at that shit, though.
I
What she
know.
calls shit.
It scares me.
Dalton's daddy wrapped his arms around him in Taylor's dream, and
But
Taylor said,
some reason,
"Why it's me?"
Why you gotta tell my stuff?
Because I got to tell her stuff because she's witchy and gifted, and she doesn't believe in all that.
she has to. If she's with the toast queen over there, you know,
She's got the
she,
gift.
she has to have it.
My darling, you have the gifts. She does.
You
She
have the
really does.
gifts, Taylor.
It's passed down in our family. I mean, we're Northwestern European, we're Finnish, we're Welsh, we're Irish, we're Celtic.
Are you live?
We have the gifts. Am I high?
Live.
I am
We-
live.
Can people see me?
I was gonna say I'm not high, I'm live. I don't do
Aquarius.
the high thing. I do not partake of the devil's lettuce. Although it's medically legal now in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, I got the letter for,
Did you?
but yeah, for now they don't give it for kidney failure, but they give it for PTSD.
Really?
Well, I got PTSD.
I'm thinking most people living today do have what I
Yeah.
have PTSD from is dialysis, seeing people die left and right.
And I have PTSD from war, seeing
know.
people die left and right.
Yours was more traumatic, I'm sure. Well,
No,
yeah.
one trauma does not trump another trauma, dear. Everybody's trauma is important and needs to be acknowledged and addressed, no matter what the trauma is. One trauma does not trump another trauma. Everybody's
True.
trauma is different
And relevant.
and relevant. Yes.
Aquarius, start looking for your directions.
Oh,
You have been in the
Aquarius.
darkness and you have not been allowing yourself to look out and see what's ahead of you. I'm going to tell you it's going to come into a danger. So start looking towards the sun. The sun will give you your direction. And why am I brain farting? Why am I brain farting?
You're on the
Libra.
astral plane.
Libra. Libra, it's time for you to find where you need to be going. You need to find that hole, and even if it's dark and scary, it's only going to be dark and scary for a little bit. Allow yourself to find
Shady Steve.
Oh,
peace
Papa,
and
oh, look.
meditation and calmness again. It is time for you to bloom, and it's time for. Oh my God, who drew all over you?
Do you
Who
see
drew a
this?
skull all over you?
Yeah, you see what he's doing?
He is.
Smoking
I'm
a
gonna tell
joint.
you, he's licking a flower.
Yep.
And his name is Shady Steve.
And it says 420 on it.
She's
But
so
yet you don't
proud
want
of
to.
her
Yeah, you
redneck
don't.
tattoo.
I was like, yeah, you don't want to talk to the dead, but yet you get the dead tattooed on you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
His name is Shady Steve. He chills in the alleyway.
What else
As
does he do
Aunt
in the
Gloria
alleyway?
sits here on the table staring at her.
Does he? If he kills
My
one,
ancestor altar is to the right of me, my ancestor altar. And Taylor's like, well, yeah. I'm like, as Aunt Gloria sits here and stares at you.
is Aunt Gloria not happy about it?
I don't know. Aunt Gloria seems to be smiling all the time. Taylor says she seems to watch people. I'm sure she does.
Picture stairs that you never read. Look.
Does she just stare?
Yes.
Our kitchen is so eclectic. Like I've got the singing bowl, the pendulum, the Mary Magdalene oracle cards, and Taylor's Bible sitting right beside it. It's such a magical little kitchen.
My Bible is.
What does he do? Bibliomancy too?
I used to do bibliomancy for people.
Pull a verse from the Bible for the week as well.
You got your Bible out?
I have it right in front of me. Taylor's Bible, as a matter of fact.
Pisces. Pisces, it's time to look at you as you've been through the ages. Time to look at who you were, who you are, and who you want to become. You're a very strong person, Pisces. Start looking for that succulent and that je ne sais quoi that you have. Start looking for that. Remember who you are.
This is pertaining to you, Eddie, and it's so cool.
That is what I'm going to say. Remember who you are. Chance for you to look at that oasis and allow yourself to find the easy spots. Times often get tough for you, and walking that terrain can be hard. Honestly, is really hard. So allow yourself to find your oasis, and then if you can't deal with it, can't deal with the heat, change the beast. Finally, Scorpio. We're in the time of Scorpio, in the time of the darkness, in time of the ravens. So allow yourself to be movable. When you're in this time, allow yourself to not just be your normal self, but allow yourself, Scorpio, to rearrange, move, be mobile. You say, this from world, but I'm going to bring them together because they are me. So hit me with the bibliomancy.
Alrighty, so when I flipped open the Bible, it flipped open to Job 38. So Job 38:14. Can you raise your voice to the clouds and cover yourself with a flood of water? Do you send the lightning both on their way? Do you send the lightning bolts on their way? Do they report to you? Here we are. Who gives thee this wisdom, or gives the rooster understanding? Who has the wisdom to count the clouds? Who can tip over the water jars of the heavens when the dust becomes hard and the clods of earth stick together. There you go. And that is your bibliomancy.
But am I the rainmaker?
Are you the
Am I?
rainmaker? Can you raise your voice to the clouds? This is Taylor's Bible. Isn't it pretty? It's very pretty.
I'm gonna tell you, very nice,
I think
very
so.
nice. To me, I think a lot of not young pagans, not like neophytes, but people who are just starting to be in magic, they get to that feeling where they can shout to the heavens and bring forth lightning and rain. I'm thinking, we can encourage her. We can encourage her all we want, but sometimes the weather is going to come when it wants. But, I
Mhm.
do, I'm going to tell you this one little thing. Oftentimes, when the rain is not coming, I'll take a frog that's like near my house and I'll bring it near water. I'm like, maybe you could talk to somebody. You know, we had we used to like down down at down at the end of the street or something open, and all of a sudden a frog will be in there. I'm like, even though there's just a little bit of water, because any anytime you have a little bit of water somewhere sitting, frogs are gonna get into it.
The tree frogs keep jumping into my pool. So you are correct, sir.
Do they commit suicide in your pool?
No, they stay on the outer skirts of the pool and just look like down into the water. But I think one of them might have known what might have gained its little frog wings. So the other frogs are like, oh, that didn't turn out too well for that frog. I don't think I'm going to be jumping in the water.
I'm gonna tell you, I had an incident. I lived in a pretty poor place back in the 90s. No, back in 2000. About no, in the 90s. It was in the 90s first. Place didn't even have heat. It was built like Willy Wonka in that little room
Was it infested with frogs?
where it keeps getting smaller as you keep going down. I gotta tell you, you used to get snails in there all the time. I thought it
Snails?
was, yes, they would come in and get around the bathtub. Also, the toilet was built where you had to sort of hold on and lean. It was a very poor place. I do not come from humble beginnings, but I have humble middles. My middle is very humble. I we were Julie and I were in a place that was so cold that we had to heat it with candles.
It's cold, Mother. It really is.
No, it was freezing. It it was so cold, and there were about probably 50 candles lit.
It was so cold. How cold was it? So cold that I lit 50 candles.
50 candles.
Makes a lovely heater.
Makes a lovely heater. It does.
It also makes a lovely aroma, I'm sure.
It
Yeah.
it is getting cold already. Final crops are in.
Oh,
We
absolutely. It's getting cold.
we barely got any figs in this year.
We didn't
We
either.
got we got two sets of raspberries, but we hardly got any figs in because it's getting so cold already. It was still mild around this time last year.
There were no pawpaws on the trees this year at my house.
See? So where did your pawpaws come from? I saw your spoons.
The pawpaw trees.
She chipped her tooth on a pawpaw tree.
No, that was a persimmon, silly.
Persimmon!
There's
Do you know?
pawpaws and then there's
I know
persimmons. We had lots of persimmons this year
pawpaws taste like banana, sort
and
of like a
mango.
yeah together. Where the persimmon has a totally different
Oh my gosh, you will be puckered, puckered, puckered. You eat a persimmon and
taste. I like sour things.
I would
You,
love to have the
I
mountain.
like lemon.
You
The
like
mountain
lemons?
what?
The mountain forager that's on TikTok. I'm not sure what her name is, but she took some pawpaws and she makes some moonshine with it, and she made herself this little pawpaw moonshine smoothie. I'd love to have her on our show. The mountain forager. Oh my God, she's wonderful.
You know who else I'd love to have on our show? The Spoon Lady.
Oh, yes.
I I
Good
am a
luck with that though. She's super famous. But
but she
so
used
are
to not
we.
be. I was like, she
So
used
are
to not
we.
be. She used to be just like a. She was from Appalachia.
She is from Appalachia. Actually, no, she traveled there and got stuck there. She was actually from Kansas City.
You know, I I did not know about her. I did
She's a
not know that.
busker. Yeah, she's a busker. She's from Kansas City, I do believe, but she's not originally from Appalachia. No.
Now, I did talk to Benji, and it is getting cold and cold and cold on the mountain too. You
Benji
know,
Barnes. Hi,
yep.
Benji Barnes.
I hope he is doing well. You know,
I
I
heard
just,
from him this afternoon when the Browns won. He sent me this little celebratory cat thing. Like, woo-hoo.
I got that too, but I don't watch
Did you?
sports, so I have no clue what that was about.
Well, I thought it was because the Browns won because we're both Browns fans, but I'm not sure.
Well, he probably thinks I'm a Browns fan. Now, I'm not really
Perhaps.
a fan of my grandmother, but
I
because her last
don't think your grandma
name
likes
was
you either.
Brown. Ooh, she
Yeah, well,
doesn't. I'm gonna tell you, my grandmother decided that she didn't like me when I was four, because
is
mom,
she a short, heavy set lady with short, dark hair?
she had short dark hair when she had colored hair, but eventually she went to
And she
regular
was,
old granny curl. Oh, she was not heavy. She was big busted
I was
and
about
she
to
had
ask you
hip.
that. Stop it. I was about to ask you that because she's got a heavy bust, and she said she didn't like you either. I could. She's like in my little thought bubble here. She goes, I didn't like him either.
And I went I would have I can love people. Like my other grandmother loved me and I loved her right back. If she would have given me an inch, I would have taken that inch. I wouldn't have run for the mile. Like, I'm gonna tell you,
She said, that's what I was about to say. She said he would have taken a mile. He would have taken a damn mile. And what's up with spearmint?
one story, Thanksgiving, but spearmint actually may be my father.
Spearmint gum. Spearmint gum.
That's what I was about to say. My father always used to eat spearmint gum.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you, one thing that he knew, that I was always the different child, because he would get everybody in the car the 25-cent gums, and he would take the spearmint, and someone would take the big red, someone would take the juicy fruit, but he always got me lemon drops from there.
Aw. I was about to say the fruit stripe gum. We used to
I
have that
love
before we went to church.
I love the fruit stripe gum, and especially when it
Yes.
used to I know
I used to like it when I was a kid, but now I think about it, it tastes so yuck.
it's really bad gum. It's really bad. I was more excited about the gums and the baseball cards. It would just crack in your mouth. I loved it. Oh, that's why I love it. If you have a chance, you know who has some? Denison's Market on 31W. They sell freeze dried candy, like freeze dried Skittles, and they are out of this world because they're crunchy. I don't know. I for a while now I've been on this freeze dried thing. Anything freeze dried, I'll eat it. And I gotta tell you, now I can't go through potassium really quick. You know, potassium something we have to like only occasionally eat.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a freeze dried banana, you know, and it's banana chips. So I can eat them like they're crunchy, but instead I save them.
What's up with this
Um,
freeze dried kick anyway? It's like so. We have freeze
and I
dried
throw
now
them
or
in
later.
the milk, almond milk, and they re. I love them. Now laters used to be what kids in my kids in my elementary school had for breakfast. They would have now laters, and one of those Juggo drink. They would come in
Mm-hmm.
like pink or purple or green, and they were jugs, like plastic
Mm-hmm.
jugs.
The little barrels.
Yeah, no one said we ate the healthiest when we were kids.
Mm-mm. I have freeze dried now or laters though. I think. Ruben, was it freeze dried now or laters, or were they Skittles? Whatever they were just gross.
Oh, I love them. I love them when they're crunchy. I do.
No.
Mm-mm. You were miss
Lucky
you
Ducks sells them too.
you were missing a fad, my dear. You are missing a
Mm.
fad.
It is just not my forte.
It
Lucky
is
Duck sells the freeze dried goods too. You Lucky Duck discount and chicken bristle. Tell
where
me you know where chicken bristle is.
I do not know where chicken bristle is.
You Savoyard. You go through well, yes you do, because you gotta go through there to get the center. When you go to your friend's house in center,
To be thought, which used to be thought to be the center, it isn't. But it was thought that it was the center of the United States.
well, listen, we got a lot of weird names here, but first you go to Heisville, right? When you go to Heisville,
You
you're
say
gonna
hi to
go
Sonia's
through.
family.
You're gonna say hi to Sonia's family first of all. Then you're gonna go through Heisville, and then it wise off to the left. That's where you take your left to go to center where your friend
Uh-huh.
is.
Yeah.
But you go through that little bitty town.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. But you go through that little tiny town before you
Mhm.
go into center. It's like there's a four-way there, a church, and a little tiny store, and that's it. That
You're not
town's
talking to, you're not talking about Phillips.
no silly. That's in Heisville.
So you go,
Go through Heisville.
okay,
Go to the Y, which is where you veer off to go to Kevin's.
right.
You take that Y. You go over the little bridge. The first little bitty tiny town you get to, there's a church, there's a little store, and there's a tiny restaurant. That's it. It's before you go into center. It's a four-way. That's it.
That's what's my favorite too. A little bit of four-way.
And that little town is known as Savoyard, but we all know it as Chicken Bristle.
Real is that the original name, Chicken Bristle?
I think the original name's Savoyard, but I grew up with it knowing it as Chicken Bristle. My mom's whole family lives there. There's only one road. There's the road that goes through it that's going to center, and then there's the road that goes left or right. And if you go down the left road, down to the left, that whole daggone road, I'm talking so country now, is my mama's people. And my
Mhm.
daddy lives on the end of it.
So how did you end up in Hospital?
Oh gosh, that's a long story. Um, my daddy's people were originally from, not originally, but my daddy's people lived in Louisville. And my Aunt May, when she was a child, she got sick. So the family said, if you move to the country, then it will help Aunt May to feel better. She'll get better. So they moved to the country, which was where my daddy's other people was, which was Hart County, Edmonson County. So my grandfather moved down to Hart County, Lee Grand area, and from there they moved to Heisville, and they worked on a farm in Heisville. So my mama's people is from Metcalf
Did
County.
it make her feel better? Did it make her
She's
feel
still
better?
living. She's still almost 80 years old, so I guess so.
Wow.
They said
Who would have
move to
thunk
the
it?
country. They said move to the country. Aunt May will be better. Aunt May's the one that killed the dude with the bull. Remember I told you?
Oh, I remember that. And I remember how you had someone almost stomped to death.
Something about our people and bulls, I guess.
You like the big bulls. That's why you dated Reuben. That's why I married Reuben, to be honest.
You're awful.
He is built like a bull.
You ain't lying.
What do you do for sickness? I'm gonna tell you, because I've been feeling. It's gonna sound crazy, but have you ever had sick days and you weren't sick?
Yes, you're just feeling kind of blah. Well, it depends on what sick are you. Like if you got a cold, you put the Vicks sap on the bottom of your feet and put
I
socks on,
do.
and you put socks on. Or if you got a fever, God, you take Tylenol. I mean, it depends on the sick. I use medicine, but I also use
Now,
old
now
remedies.
one thing that I do. One thing that I do for a fever is I make a spicy soup.
Does it help with the fever?
It will help you sweat it out.
True, true.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I think that you and I, for our Patreon, should make some hot honey and jar it up for this winter.
We need some fire cider. That's what
You
we
want
need to make.
I've never made fire cider. I made hot honey before.
We need to make fire cider.
Should we also
Byron
make?
makes fire cider.
Should we also make? She has fire and cider. I
She
knew
makes
that about that
fire
Byron Ballard, that she's had
cider.
fire and cider.
Well, she's a fiery woman, but she also makes fire cider with like horseradish and garlic and peppers and ginger and all kinds of hot, fiery, peppery food, and it cures what ails you in the
I'm gonna tell
wintertime.
you, she probably just puts that in cider, and I put it in honey because I'm like, that was a lot of the same ingredients that I put in the honey.
She puts it in the vinegar, and they keep it for several days, and they shake it up, and then they strain it off, and then you've got your little shot of fire cider. And she also, elderberry tincture, elderberries. But you cannot
Or
do elderberries for Corona. You
with
cannot.
their elderberries.
Yep, you have to be careful because it'll cause a cystine flood in Corona. It'll make you super sick if you use elderberries.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's just
the cytokine rush. It's called the cytokine rush. So yeah, you get really sick with Corona if you use elderberries. So you have to be careful.
Are you getting the next vaccine?
I don't know.
I am.
Some doctors are saying not to.
The reason I am, just winter, you're around so many people, and I got Corona once. I don't want Corona again. Even though it was just like a bad head cold, it's not. I remember the good old days when you could just have a cold or the flu. Now these things are trying to kill you. But I told you,
Call it coronavirus.
coronavirus. I told you though.
Knock on wood.
Before
I don't think
Corona,
I've ever had Corona.
before Corona came, I'm gonna tell you. I told you. I said, you said, is it going to be a war? And I said, no. I think it's going to be something smaller, and I think it's going to be like a bug. And it ended up being the coronavirus.
What do the Hollywood people know that we don't know? Because The Last Man on Earth, that little TV series, was based on the last man on Earth being there because everybody else was killed by a virus.
That's what's going to do it. That's what's going to take out humanity. It's not going to be our guns. It's not going to be our bombs. Even though so many people are like, I don't think anybody has the cojones to shoot nuclear weapons.
Oh, I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't think that because
You
they're
think that
crazy.
you think that I'm underestimating our war gods?
I think you're underestimating the crazy people that sit in North Korea and freaking Russia.
But the thing about it, if it's bad for us, it's going to be bad for them.
But they don't care. They just don't care.
Now back to the question: is humanity good or evil? If they
I
don't
don't
care,
even care. No.
to
Humanity
me,
just is. It just is.
I don't
Just
think
it's just like magic. It's just like magic. There is no good, there is no bad. It just is. It just is. Humans are humans.
that is
They're gonna do what humans do.
hopefully not blow things up.
That's what humans do. They blow things up. But listen, Israel and Palestine have been fighting since the days of Abraham. People are like,
True.
oh my gosh. They're like, Israel and Palestine, we're all going to die. And what you don't realize is that Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father
Many
Abraham.
sons.
Yeah. And then these many sons didn't get along, and thus the Middle East.
Well, I was like, maybe not
Thank
even
you for attending my TED Talk.
your TED Talk. To me, even when the lost tribes of Israel, who knows who they are and who knows what they can start up with too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's
Been
only
going on
two
since the beginning of
known
time.
two known tribes of Israel still, and all the rest are in the winds, basically. You know, it's very weird, very weird.
Very, very bizarre. You know, we had 18 local people that were stuck in Israel. They got to come back though, finally.
What were people from our area doing in Israel? That's all I have to say.
They went on a religious retreat. I just
Then they
want to
deserve.
know.
Then they deserve to be stuck there. Their
They
religious
knew it was
experience.
a volatile area when they went. They knew how it was, but they're
But
like,
do you know America is now considered a volatile area?
Americans are so
Europe
spoiled.
warns people before they come to America that you have a chance of getting shot.
Americans think that they're so privileged that they can go to Israel in the middle of some volatile war related incident and be like, that's all right. They'll come get us. We'll get to go home. And they did go get them and they got to go home. That's how privileged Americans are.
Like, I'm going to tell you this. Ready? For the Ukraine, but they put a destroyer near the Ukraine. Near Israel, they put an aircraft carrier.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is more important to the United States?
Well, you know, Israel is God's country, and we're white Anglo Saxon Protestant here, so we have to protect Israel. At
I'm
least
a
that's the thought
I'm a
process.
I'm a white Anglo-Slavic pagan.
Oh, you're a wasp too.
Yep, just a little bit of different flavor. Mine more tastes like kielbasa and cabbage.
Yeah, true. Kabasi and cabbage.
Do you know what I made for dinner yesterday?
Would you make?
I made jerk spare ribs.
That sounds good. I didn't make anything.
But I tell you, I marinated it. There has been this show on. They ask these chefs, what would be your last meal? Okay, and one chef who's jerk chicken. So I followed his and I put some of the jerk sauce on it and then barbecued it. It was out of this world. Now here's my question for you, Sister Sonya. What is your last meal?
My mama's pinto beans and cornbread,
That's it?
along with her meatloaf, a really good slice of cheesecake, and a glass of wine, probably. If I had to come up with something real quick off the top of my head.
Believe it or not, mine would be breakfast.
Really?
I would want a cheese omelet. I would want honestly I'd want tater tots that were loaded. I would want they have this cake at Gondoliers, which is like a raspberry white chocolate mousse cake. I would have to have that plus a cheesecake. Not a whole one. Just give me slices. A big glass of cold milk. Um, toast and jelly, biscuits and gravy, waffles. I just want it, and I may just have a little bit, maybe a little bit of chicken. I'd want something
I would want some all kinds of good country foods.
spicy, but I want a big mess of food. What's your favorite country food? What's your favorite country food?
Pinto beans, cornbread, and fried taters. Oh, and
Mine is,
sauerkraut wieners.
mine is chuck wagon.
Chuck wagon.
A chuck wagon or fried bologna.
Oh
Mm-mm.
my goodness. That's poor people food for sure. Is it country food or poor people food?
It's poor country people.
Poor
Poor
country
nice
people.
country people.
I used to eat chuck wagon when I was a little kid, but I do like, are you talking about a chuck wagon patty?
Yes.
Okay. I do they serve those at the bingo hall. But the fried bologna sandwiches, oh, I love me some I don't like it on a sandwich,
Are you a
but
cracker bologna person?
no, I am my mama used to put bologna on crackers and serve it to us after school for after school snack, bologna and
Mhm.
crackers. But I'm a
Which
fried
for you
bologna.
which for you northern people is a totally different type of bologna than you're eating. The one that they put on I just had to help people with that because I know that it didn't make sense to me and I was already living here. So, until I
German
saw cracker
bologna,
bologna.
because you have German bologna and then you have Oscar Mayer bologna and
German, the ones that the Amish make is so good.
so good.
It is sweet and smoky. It is delicious.
I will split a piece of because you got to split the bologna when you go to fry it, or it'll make that big bubble in the
Yeah.
middle. So I'll split me some bologna, and I'll make me some scrambled eggs and some toast, and I will have fried bologna on the side instead of sausage or bacon. Yep.
Shoney's does that. Shoney's has fried bologna.
Oh yeah, I eat it when I go to Shoney's. Can you imagine? I paid the prices to go eat at Shoney's and grab fried bologna.
Sometimes, sometimes the nostalgia is worth it. You
It's
know,
comfort food though.
I think that I think that root work is also a lot of nostalgia. You know, how things made us feel, and we use that in our magic.
I could really go for some pinto beans and
You
cornbread.
know,
When I was
especially
a kid,
when I do healing.
yep.
I was thinking here. I got to tell you this. I was thinking about possibly us doing it together, like in the same room, and having some sort of southern food or southern meal.
Yeah,
You know, I think I'd really enjoy that.
What
And I
would you
thought,
make? What would we make?
well, one of the one of the first things I thought about doing it today, but I'm like, she's gonna think I'm crazy. I was thinking about bringing you some mini pimento cheese on the Hawaiian rolls.
I like pimento cheese sandwiches.
Doesn't everybody?
I like it on the side with chili too.
I'm gonna tell you, Kurt was like that. Kurt was like, because I was eating chili and I had pimento cheese on the side, and he was like, now you're doing it right. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you gotta have pimento cheese sandwiches on with the chili for sure. You know who makes a good chili? Rallies. By far better
Really,
than Wendy's. Yes, I had it for
I
the first
do
time today. So good.
I do enjoy Wendy's chili.
Try Rallies. It is good. It's better than Wendy's. We should do a mukbang and get all the local chilies together, like the fast food chilies.
It's that much better.
Yes, way better.
I say we do that.
We should mukbang all the local chilies, like all the fast food chilies, like the
Uh-huh.
Wendy's, the Rallies, the Sonics, and just see how they taste.
I
I
think
don't.
we should.
I'm not a Sonic chili fan.
I didn't even know Sonic had chili.
They do. They have chili dogs.
I know they have chili dogs, but I
You
didn't
can get
know.
a cup of chili on the side.
Have you ever, instead of making your own chili, have you ever gone for the can in 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 short notice?
Wolf brand.
I'm gonna tell you, my mom, how she always made chili for hot dogs was we get the canned one. But I'm gonna tell you, one time when the it, my dad, Jimmy, and Bob Kopnicki,
Chili for dinner.
they went to
Medina made.
they took us all camping, and I'm guessing they ran out of food or something happened to the food. So my dad made chili and eggs for all of us.
Ooh. Medina made chili tonight.
Taylor had chili tonight.
And hey, it was it was a wonderful
Nick was in
remembering experience to have. I don't have
Medina
many
elbow in hers.
I don't have many good memories of my dad, even though I mentioned two tonight. This may be better than therapy.
It may be better than therapy. Do you put noodles in your chili?
I do.
Oh my God, no.
But wait. Last time I had chili, I did not. I had it with pimento cheese on the side. And I said to Kurt, Sonya is going to be proud of me.
Do you put peanut butter in your chili?
I have.
That's a country thing too. Peanut
Now I'm
butter.
going to tell you, I also will sometimes put peanut butter in my curry.
Yeah, it dulls down the spice.
Yeah, it would dull it down. That is like peanut butter. Thai foods have a lot
Yeah,
of butter in them or peanuts. Yep. You know what though? Speaking of chili, pimento cheese, peanut butter. Do you put sour cream in your chili?
I have. I'm
Sour cream and
Polish.
cheese
I
on
put
top.
I
sour
can eat.
cream and cheese and dip my peanut butter crackers in it.
Oh God, Taylor has sour cream and cheese on top of her chili tonight, and dip her peanut butter crackers in it.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to tell you, if you take dollops of sour cream and put it into your cornbread before it cooks, it almost makes like little cheat like not sweet, but like cheesecakey sort of material inside your
Like little
cornbread.
pockets of cheesecake. To
Oh,
a dollop of Daisy or
I'm
Great Value or whatever
well,
floats your boat.
I'm Polish, so I really enjoy sour cream. Now I don't. I have yet to eat
I
uh,
mix sour cream in the bath.
fermented and sour cream stuff. I cannot deal with cloudy liquids. I'm not gonna eat nor drink cloudy liquids.
I like speaking of sour cream and being Polish and stuff, beef stroganoff. Oh my gosh,
But
it's so
Reagan's
good.
mama said you need to take sauerkraut, cream cheese, and sausage and bake it in the oven. She said it's so good.
Sauerkraut, cream cheese, and sausage is
And you
supposed to be good.
line it on.
I don't know. This Polish guy on here is looking like you. Like, that's weird.
Stomach's bothering you a little bit, you need to take a shot of fermented sauerkraut juice. It will
Ew.
actually clear up. It's like putting in kombucha.
Yeah, the
Except,
probiotics. It's like a
except
probiotic.
I think it's tastier than kombucha.
I've never had kombucha. I've never had it. I'm scared of it. Scared of it.
Would you try to do it in a taste test? Would you like trying to guess? I would like to do. Have you ever seen guess what liquid is what liquid?
Whitney eats it all the
I
time.
think we should do
What?
that.
Kombucha? Kombucha is a drink.
She drinks it all the time. She says it helps you poop. It's very healthy for you.
It's very healthy for your poops.
It is.
Kombucha.
It's probiotics.
What hell? It's a probiotic.
Let's do it together. Let's try it together on a podcast. And that would be the only way I'd try it is if I knew I had to because I needed to please the audience.
It's probably big like.
I am all about probiotics.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Probably very figgy, Mom.
Very figgy.
Probably.
Is it very figgy?
Like 30.
Kombucha?
Mm-hmm.
Kombucha to me tastes like something with bad apple cider vinegar.
Ew, it's like an ancient soda.
It is not supposed people do it that way, but I'm like, nobody in the ancient world was like, I want to drink this, you know?
Ew, there was a few years ago, there was a tomb that they were opening in Egypt, and it had some black ooze coming from the tomb. And one of the scientists says, or someone reached out to the scientist and said, I want to drink the ooze. Ew, why would you want to drink death ooze?
I agree. I
Oh,
remember Grandma and Grandpa talking to me about a mausoleum somewhere that wasn't sealed properly. And so they went,
Why are you taking purple?
They're all coming down. I'm going to put it on the decoration stuff.
We're gonna put this one back in?
No, I'm going to put it in the spare bedroom.
in, and there was green liquid all over the ground.
We could
That's
just
not. Well, it sounds like your house has started to catch on fire and things are starting
yep,
to go crazy. I
it's
guess
getting busy. It's getting busy.
so.
Alrighty.
It has been a fine evening with fine friends. So be kind to one another, love one another, and like Grandpa Sackwood used to say,
Don't be an asshole. That was fun.